972-235-5555. Do want you all to know we do have Pallavi Aluwalia in the studio right now to answer all your legal questions. It is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Aluwalia. If you have any question related to employment and family-based immigration matters, family law, corporate law, or civil matters, do not hesitate to call us right now. The number once again in the studio, it is 972-235-5555. Without any further ado, I do want to introduce my guest and welcome her on the airwaves of Fun Asia Radio 104.9 FM. Good morning, Pallavi. It is so brilliant to see you this morning.
Thank you so much, Mitu. Am I?
Yes, you are.
I'm on the air now.
Now you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's wonderful seeing you here as well, Mitu. Welcome back. Glad to have you back here hosting me. And I'm so glad to be here. Not a Wednesday morning, as I always say, but today's Thursday and we weren't here yesterday. So I'm here to be able to answer questions for the community here. And hopefully we have a lot of questions for me.
Yes, let's start taking the calls. 972-235-5555. I'm opening up the lines for all our listeners here who have questions for Pallavi Aluwalia. All right, you are live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Pallavi. Good morning.
Good morning.
The question is that I got my green card recently and my I-94 is valid till August this year. So do I need to go out of the country and come back or...
No. Your green card overtook your I-94, which was your non-immigrant status. So if you have a green card, don't worry about the I-94 anymore.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. Thank you. That was the question. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for your call. Moving on to our next caller, I do request before you ask the question, please turn off your radio so that we don't get any feedback.
Yes. So, hi Pallavi. My question is, my husband is on a H1 and me and my child obviously are on H4 visa.
Okay.
Our visa got renewed it was due for renewal in December, but because we processed it earlier, it got approved and renewed in September. And we received our document, and my husband's document had correct dates, but mine and my daughter's had mismatch in dates. Like, it said the visa is approved in 2018, but the I-94 had a typo which said October 17. So we wrote back to the employer and the employer got it rectified because when I checked it online it said approved, and even my driver's license got authorized from USCIS because they couldn't renew the driver's license, so they had to write to USCIS and they authorized it. So now again they are due for renewal and the company is saying that they cannot renew it in here. We need to go back to the country and renew it. Is it required? I mean, I felt when it's rectified in the documents again, why do we have to again go back to the country and get it rectified?
So are you saying that you have a new approval notice that has the end date of the later approved date as opposed to the 2017 date? You do have a corrected notice now?
So basically, the notice never came. We followed up quite a lot and it never came back to us. But then we got a confirmation that it is done.
No, but yeah, I won't rely on that though. We're talking about like several million pieces of paper that are floating out there, and I would not rely on that. So the advice to step out and re-enter is not a bad advice. It would mean that you confirm at the port of entry your status, and that was of course going to be based on your husband's later approved date. So I would not rely on government saying they fixed it because it's completely a mess. It has been earlier, but right now more so because unfortunately the USCIS has stopped caring for the nation of immigrants that we are, and the philosophy is changed a bit.
Okay, but when I check it online, it says it's updated. It only says name updated. So you still think they have not done it rightly, or what is it?
Yeah, so the point is proof of it. The point is for you to have proof of what they've done. So if it's showing it online, it has the end date that you want. You can rely on it with your date. But if it is not giving you that end date that you're looking for online, or you don't have a hard copy of it, then I would not rely on it.
So I I don't have a hard copy. We followed up a lot for a hard copy, but somehow we did not get it. I mean, even the attorney tried a lot, but we
Right.
did not get it at all. Now my worry is more than anything, are we in trouble right now, or is it okay? I mean, I don't want to be here
I
now
would take
for-
everything with me when I step out. The approval that you see online, that it was changed, your requests, your husband's status, the typo service request that must have been made by the attorneys. So I would take everything with me when you go for stamping. But at this point, I would say yes, you must go stamping and re-enter the country.
All right. Thank you very much for your call. I'm sure that answered your question in much detail. Moving on to our next caller. Once again, the number in the studio, it is 972-235-5555. This is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. We do encourage all of you to log on to the website, ahluwalialaw.com. And the number to reach Pallavi's office is 972-361-0606. All right. You're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question. Hello, you're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question. All right, looks like we dropped that call. Call us back, 972-235-5555. You're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question. Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question. All right, moving on. Phanisha Radio, you are live on air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, good morning. My question is, my work location is going to be changed within the 10 miles for the same client. So do I need to file an amendment?
Yeah, no. So if it's within the same MSA, I mean, it's not the miles, but it's a change in the county and the wages. So you'll have to check to see if it's a part of the same metropolitan statistical area or not. That's the thing to check. If that's the same, you still have to file an LCA. You don't have to file an amendment with USCIS if it's within the same MSA, but you have to file an LCA and your employer must have it. So if USCIS under the fraud detection comes to your employer's workplace, they should be able to point to the new LCA.
Okay. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you very much. Moving on to our next caller, Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Please ask your question.
Yeah, hi, good morning. I want to have a question. I am on green card. My family is on green card as well. Now, my son's passport is getting expired, and I am going to renew it. So, after renewing the passport, do we have to notify any department for the new passport, or would it be okay not doing any notification?
No notification is required at this time. So with a renewal, you don't need a notification. The note would happen when he steps out of the country, and if he's coming back in on a non-immigrant status, they will note it. If he's coming on a green card also, it would be noted at that time, the passport and the copy of the green card. But the passport number is not mentioned on the green card. It is not even mentioned on the H1B or H4 if that's the case.
Okay, thank you so much.
All the best.
Thank you very much for your call. Phanisha Radio, you're live on the air. Please ask your question to Pallavi.
Thanks for taking my call. I have a question about citizenship. Myself and my wife got green cards in 2007 July, and for some reason we did not apply for the the citizenship, and now we decide to apply. But my wife's green card is expired last year during July month. So it's been like 10 months, her green card is expired. Is it safe to, apply, without renewing her green card
Yes.
directly to, citizenship?
Yes, you can. You don't have to have a renewed permanent resident card to file for citizenship. Her eligibility is based on the fact that she is a permanent resident. However, if she has to travel or anything in the interim, because the naturalization process currently is taking about 15 to 20 months. It's really delayed in the Dallas area, so it's a long wait. And if she has any travel plans in the interim, she will need her I-90 file, which is the renewal of the green card, for her to stamp it on her passport through InfoPass and then be able to travel. So that's the point. Some employers may also require the green card or its proof when if they're checking for employment authorization. Besides that, she's directly allowed to file.
Okay, thank you so much. So you're saying that if we apply, right now currently it's taking like 15 months.
Yeah, even 20 months. They're really behind right now. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Initially it was like 3 to 6 months, but now it is taking like 20 months.
Correct. Yes,
Okay.
that's the current
Okay. Thank you
process.
so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
All right, good luck to you. Moving on to our next caller, Financial Radio, you're live on the air. Please ask your question.
Hi, good morning, Pallavi. My question is, I have a minor who's she's 4 years old, and we recently applied, I renewed her passport. When I got the new passport, she actually has a valid visa to India, but when I got the new passport, I don't see the stamping for the previous visa that was there on her old passport. Is there something that I need to do? Do I need to contact the consulate or Indian embassy to get that? What should I be doing?
No. So this is a U.S. citizen born here that
Yes.
has an Indian visa. They renewed their passport, and the passport automatically will not have another visa that'll come in. So what she'll have to do is she'll travel with the old passport and the visa and the new passport.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
All
she'll
right.
have to travel with
Okay.
both. Yes.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for your call. For the listeners who are tuning in just now, this is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia from Ahluwalia Law Offices. To get in touch with their front desk manager, you must give them a call at 972-361-0606. ahluwalialaw.com is the website to find out more about them. Going to our next caller, Financial Radio, you are live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, I just wanted to ask that I applied for my son and his family for the immigration. So it has taken, this is the 7th year is ending. So I didn't got any information from them. So can you please tell me how much time it will take to come?
So he's married with
Yes,
family.
he's married.
Okay.
He's married. He has 2 kids.
Okay, got it. And which country?
He's in Pakistan, Karachi.
Okay, so it's February 1st of 2006, which is being processed right now.
2000?
6.
2006 it is. Okay. If he wants to come on a visit, can he visit over here for the just for visiting me?
So that decision is highly discretionary on part of the consular officer that's reviewing the case. When he's filling out the DS 160 forms, the immigrant intent will have to be declared. Basically, he has to state that he has an I-130.
For this.
Yes, an I-130 has been filed for him, and that goes against the visitor intent. But notwithstanding that, we've seen a lot of people that do end up getting their visitor visa when the government knows that there's a long delay still in the adjudication, but he has to meet 3 prongs. One is the reason for the visit, and that could be tourism, and that should be tourism and shopping. Number 1 is ties back to the home country, and number 3 is the financial strength in the home country. Those are the 3 prongs that a visitor visa is based on, and if he's qualifying for that, then and the officer can go past his discretion, he may just get his visitor visa.
Okay, because I wanted that he can come alone and visit me and stay for 1 or 2 months, and then he can go back again because his family will be back home there only.
Correct, and that could be pointed out as well.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All the best.
All the best.
Thank you very much for your call. Moving on to the next caller, Fun Asia Radio, you're live on the air. Please ask your question to Pallavi.
Hi, good morning. Hi, Pallavi. How are you?
Very well, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I have a question. I have green card in my married name, and my the passport is an Indian passport, is in maiden name. So I just wanted to know if I have to travel, do I have to get it changed on the passport? My name has to be changed, and I have to
Yes,
travel, or
so if it's the Indian passport, they can change it. And you'll have to talk to the Indian consulate to go through that process for changing it. Having it being the same name is important, or you'll have to carry your marriage certificate with you to show that's how. I mean, it's the same person when you're coming in back here. You should not have a problem to go back to your home country, which is India. But when you're entering, you have to just be able to prove that the passport and the green card match.
Okay, gotcha. All right, perfect. Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you very much for your call. And once again, the number in the studio, it is 972-235-5555. This is Your Business Matters with Pallavi Ahluwalia. And between the calls, I thought I'll ask you, Pallavi, if there is any legal update that you would like to share with our listeners here.
Yeah, so a quick thought here, and I think what's beseeching a lot of people right now, and truly this is the USCIS declaring a war on on all H-1Bs when it comes to third-party work sites, is to be careful about the kind of occupation that you're using. The government had rooted out computer programmers as one of the professions that they did not think required an H-1B, but at this point, it's computer systems analysts, network and computer systems administrators. We have web developers. So there are quite a few occupations where the government thinks does not require a bachelor's degree. So this is to everybody out there to beware in using these positions when you're filing your H-1B, because the decisions are hardcore and the denials are commonplace. And if you are facing one such denial, don't worry. It just needs to be refiled in the correct category, which would go through, in a developer position for a software, in the software occupations works well. So if that's the case, then refile it, step out of the country, re-enter, and you should be fine.
And for that reason, if you want to get in touch with Pallavi and her team, you must give them a call. 972-361-0606 is the number. Once again, the website is ahluwalialaw.com. Going to our next caller, Fun Asia Radio. You are live on the air. Please ask your question.
Hi, my name is Onis.
Hi, how are you? How may I help?
And, actually, I have a question that me and my wife both are right now in F1 visa,
Okay.
and we are students. So my question is, when I am in OPT, because I am finishing my school in summer, July, so I am going to OPT for 1 year. So while I am in OPT, can I convert my wife as my dependent, like F2?
Yes, so as long as you have a valid I-20 that shows that you are in valid F1 status, and she can be converted as your dependent from an F1 to an F2. Yes.
Okay, while I am in OPT, right?
Correct. It
No,
doesn't
not in
matter.
school.
It doesn't matter. It means that, so your OPT is not coming from a separate grant. It's coming from your F1. It is part of your F1, and your I-20 would have that notation. And at that point, if you are maintaining your F1, which is by being employed as per the OPT requirements, then you are fine to have her as a dependent. You have to get the dependent F2 as well for her.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much for your call. Fun Asia Radio, you are live on the air. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, my question is, my mom, she has a visitor visa which is getting expired in January, and she is not here. She is in India, and she's planning to come in October. Would it be a problem because her visa will be expiring in like 3 months?
No, they should allow her entry. Most likely, her entry would be allowed for 6 months from the time she enters, because the visitor visa is allowing her entry one way in. It's not for the exit purpose, but just for the entry in. And it's possible. It's also possible for the CBP officer to just give her the 90 days that she has left. So if it is that it's expiring in January, it is quite possible for them to do that. But they're known to give you the 180 days which she's authorized for at the time that she enters.
Okay, so but her visit won't be legal after her visa expired, right?
No, her visit here will be dictated by her I-94.
Okay.
So at the time that the officer, so she's not allowed to leave the country and re-enter once that visa is expired, but she can stay here for the length of the I-94 that the officer gives her.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you very much for your call. 972-235-5555, number in the studio. And we have few minutes left. If you have a question, do call us back right now, and we will take your call live on air, and you can ask your question to Pallavi. ahluwalialaw.com is their website. And of course, their number is 972-361-0606. We're going to try in a couple of calls here. Let's see. Please keep your question brief. You're live on the air. Go ahead.
Hi. So I'm a green card holder for 18 months, and for the past 9 months, I'm no longer working. So I took a separation with my employer who had done the green card with me. So and I'm looking for a job. I haven't found one right now. It's almost 10 months now. So is this going to be a problem eventually if I file for citizenship or anything?
Well, they are tracking things a little bit more carefully, and the length of employment that you have with your employer may be taken into consideration. We haven't seen any cases that have come our way with this trouble, but we're seeing trouble even with F1 statuses that people had when they enter the country. So the government is exploring all options before they give you the naturalization. So I would not even file whenever you get due. I would wait for a while to file it. So you definitely have to go back past, so they are concerned about your 5 years of employment. So I would push that time out for sure. Now, with this first employer who's given you your green card, you were with them for a while before you got your green card, correct?
Yeah, I worked for them like 18 years.
Okay, so 18 years, that's a pretty long time. So that does prove the bona fide intent. So even if the government has to explore it, a change in circumstance may, mandate separation or resignation, however it works. But at this point, you could definitely argue your intent for the 18-year period that you had worked there. So that's fine.
Sure. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you very much, Pallavi. We have little less than 1 minute. Should we?
One more call.
Yes, I thought you would say that. All right, you are live on the air. Please go ahead and very quickly.
Good morning. I want to know what am I to do? My naturalization certificate got damaged. How am I to get a next one?
Well, you can apply for a naturalization certificate if this one is damaged. I think it should be done by filing with the USCIS, and I would like to give the form number. I'm not having access to that number yet, but and I'll announce it.
Okay.
But you have an option to file for your citizenship certificate again and ask for a duplicate.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Now that is called short and sweet call. Pallavi, we are, I think, out of time almost. Any final words for our listeners here?
Thank you so much for tuning in and also to ask us your question. So for this caller, the form that they can use would be the N565. So that's the form to file for a replacement naturalization certificate. So, and I look forward to being back next Wednesday.
Thank you very much, Pallavi, for doing this for the community. Always a pleasure
And
to have
thank you so much for hosting me so well. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.